Alright folks, did you have a good Vanillite community day? I managed to get my second ever shundo during this event, so that was pretty good. I also enjoyed the Applin spawns, so hopefully your local community came through. Mine did, and we all popped Mossy lore modules, because obviously it was a great time. Those Mossy lore modules would last 3 hours, and 50% of the spawns were Vanillite and the other 50% were the event encounters. Of course, you got a lot of apples through that, and if you clicked on them, you might get an Applin encounter, or you might get something like an Eevee or a Tangela. That was a tad annoying, because obviously we all want the Applin encounters, trying to get that candy, as it requires 200 candy and 20 apples for both evolutions. So that was nice when it did work. However, a very annoying bug which kept happening to me and all my friends in my local community was that every 10 to 15 minutes or so, a lot of us kept on finding that the Applin or the apples weren't spawning anymore. I kept on wondering why this kept happening, and then eventually I found out that you have to close the app and relaunch it, and then suddenly the apples would appear again, and this kept happening. So every 10 to 15 minutes all the apples and the Applins would disappear, and then I kept having to relaunch the game again, and then suddenly the apples would appear again. So that was a very annoying bug, and probably cut down on the time in which I was getting the Vanillites and getting the apples and the Applins. But I did still manage to get a lot of apples and candies through that, so hopefully everyone managed to accomplish the same thing and get enough to at least evolve Applin into both of its evolution stages. I would also hold off on powering them up though, as eventually it will get a Gigantamax form. I believe it's called Gigantamax Flapple, although you know what Pokémon GO or Niantic / Scopely like to do. They like to bring out the Dynamax form first, so I imagine eventually we'll get the Dynamax form of Flapple and Appleton, and then eventually we'll get Gigantamax Flapple. April 29th, 6 to 7 PM local time, is going to be Abra Spotlight Hour, and that is going to be a good one for obviously getting XL candies, because obviously Mega Alakazam is a thing. The shiny looks amazing as well. The bonus is going to be 2 times XP for catching Pokemon, so that's going to be decent. Might be worth popping a lucky egg for that. Of course, eventually we are going to get Mega Mewtwo, which is obviously going to be a better Mega Psychic type. Who knows when that's going to be. Hopefully sometime this year, although I suspect perhaps maybe next year. And Pokemon GO have teased Pawmi Community Day. That's going to be May 11th, 2 to 5 PM local time. And I must admit, it is quite a nice looking shiny line. I think the shiny Pokemon that look the best are obviously the ones that have a drastic change. The golds and the green ones, in my opinion, look the best. Obviously ones like Gengar, and I love Gengar, but its shiny just looks terrible. Mega Gengar shiny does look great though. But that is going to be a nice community day that we're going to get, and I hope that they give it the Mankey Community Day treatment and make it a lot easier to evolve, because Pawmi is one of those Pokemon where it is annoying to evolve up into its final stage due to the requirements that you have to fulfill. And on Mankey Community Day they made it a lot easier to evolve Primeape up into Annihilape, so I'm hoping they do the same here. Well, that is about it from me though. I'm off down to the pub now to lure up some more Mossy lore modules and hopefully get a bit more candy and XL Applin candy. Once again, that bug was annoying, so hopefully in the future they do fix things like that. Please leak slap the like button, as it is much appreciated. As always, please everyone, take care and catch you all in the next one.
Wait.